on.
Okay, what we're going to do here is reassemble this gearbox on a 1955 Matchless motorcycle. And there are a lot of moving parts and spring-loaded things here, so we've got it all attached together so we can just gasket the surfaces with this paintable gasket. It's a vinyl material. And then assemble it. So this is the material. It's called Bond 4. This is the appropriate one for aluminum surfaces, metal to metal. We just this will smooth out after we get some of it started here.
This thing does not want to focus that well. It's a little dark.
And we'll do this to both sides of the surface. And if all works well, a little bit will be squeezed out on the outside when we assemble it. Bolt it down.
How much is appropriate amount?
You don't want it too thick, but just thorough covering without being liquid-like. And of course, it's most important that the seal works well below the oil line. And this will only be filled up with oil up to about not even halfway. And then we're going to coat the other half. This one.
Gotta be careful with that one. I'm gonna try and find out how to get this real good.
Nice thing about this material, if any of it squeezes out when you put the joint together, you can just trim it off and it'll leave a real clean edge joint.
I'm gonna put that. It smells like plastic.
It is. It's vinyl material.
Oh. Yeah, oh yeah, you did say that.
It is kind of a plastic material.
That looks like a little much.
Yeah, we'll paint it down to make it thinner. Like I said, that if it squeezes out of the joint, that's okay because we can just skim it off with a sharp edge and make a nice clean finish.
Oh, so I had to put down the quality to make the video longer on this camera. So that's why the video quality is a little low today.
Okay, we're moving right along here. I think we got it all. They say that you can leave this up open to the air for several hours before you reassemble, but there's no reason to wait. But you don't want something that sets up too quickly. Okay. Then what we want to do is...
Oh god, that's horrifying.
problem here.
Yeah.
I should have that rubber hammer over here now.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would help us any though, Alex.
It should. You just said my name in a recording, but that's okay. That's okay. It's this thing that won't go into that hole.
The small one, huh?
Yeah, you gotta be careful about that. Why?
Oh.
Rye bread. You're scared.
That's why we had this
Yeah.
pushed down.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. A little bit up, and then just quick push in.
Oh man.
Needs to be pushed a little bit. There. Oh, popped out. Rubber mallet?
No, not yet. Man.
This is...
I just don't understand why this back part doesn't want to go.
I'll put the camera back on its camera stand, because I might need to help Papa.
Not wanting to go.
You're mashing the gear right here.
It touched the material, but that's okay.
I'm also trying to keep the video quality as best as I can, so... I know people are pretty needy about their video quality too. Some, not all. We're actually going to cut to the next part when we get it.
Okay, we've got the cover back in place, but need to get the screws in there. So there's long ones and there's short ones, and there's about 3 different sizes, lengths. Here's the long ones and here's the short ones, and certainly a short one would go in a place like that where there isn't much material behind it to thread it into. That one's too short. I guess it goes somewhere because we took it out. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start that.
Do you have to get it tight or no?
No, you just kind of put them in place initially, then
we got a fan running over there, that's what that rattling is, so...
Then you want to snug them up, kind of go round and round and make it go against the gasket seal gradually all the way around. You don't want to tighten it too much in one place.
Yeah, I'm going to actually shut this off because it's going to annoy me.
So I think a long screw goes in the top and bottom.
That is a really long screw.
Maybe it goes in the back here.
that looks right.
Yeah, I think it engages the main box casting.
And yes, people, I know you're going to be in the comments saying the kickstart isn't in the right place. We know that. We're gonna adjust that later.
Yeah, we'll take it off the spline and set it in the right position and try it out.
Yep. Also, I'm gonna open a new Discord for motorcycle people that like motorcycles.
Vintage bikes, huh?
Vintage bikes, yeah. Yeah, and Papa actually stepped on the tube when it was open and it kind of squirted. What are you doing?
That's not right.
What are you doing?
This, I wonder where that came from. It's got a hex head on it.
Yeah, I know.
That's not right for the closing up this.
How long have you had
This
this
one
bike?
is too short.
How long have you had this bike?
Since about 1980. I had parts of it before that and was still working on putting it together in 1980, but that's about the time that it all kind of came together. I must be missing a screw, which is not a problem. I can come up with the right one.
Oh yeah, this engine is brand new. Well, not brand new. It's old, but it hasn't been run whatsoever.
Yeah, new bushings, bearings,
New everything.
new piston, new cylinder bore. Yeah, it hasn't been run. Needs to be run in, broken in.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to go get a different screw for this location here. It would be like this one, a short one. And then we'll torque them all up.
Oh yeah, I was about to ask. This is not sealed yet.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Go find another one. I have quite a collection of bolts and screws, nuts and washers.
Whole lot of stuff.
Because it's all British threads, you need to kind of have a collection of fasteners of your own, and those kinds of nuts and bolts I keep right here. So this might work. This might work. Kind of see how they look when I
focus the camera. Focus.
Get a good one out here.
Yeah, we'll see it later.
Yeah, those are all about the same.
Oh my God, it's the Minecraft name tag.
I don't want to put something in there that's longer than necessary.
And also doesn't look bad. And also that's something that looks bad.
Yeah, they all look kind of bad, but...
But if it works, it works, because people won't be paying attention that much to that. Anyway, they're paying attention more to the motorcycle.
Yeah, if one of these will work, that'd be good.
Yep.
Okay. All right. We'll go for it. You see, these have coarse threads, which means that these are meant
Trying to focus it.
for when they tap and thread cast aluminum parts for the bike, they use a coarse thread like this rather than a fine thread. And you can just tell by looking at it, it's coarse compared to the same size screw and fine thread.
Interesting.
And they call these cheese head screws because the head's shaped like a block of cheese.
Oh yeah, that's now my motorcycle, so that's gonna be fun when I become old enough to actually drive it.
It's all British folklore about things like cheese head screws. You know, they've named it that. But this might be kind of short. There's a screwdriver. There. And we don't want to get them all too tight, too early.
And since it's the summer, I'm going to be posting more often, and that's hopefully going to be good. And also, I'm going to be live streaming sometime soon.
This also needs a shorter screw. Maybe this is the one that belongs down there.
Yeah.
We'll just do a trade here, okay?
Once we switch those, we're gonna cut it here very quick. I'm recording now.
Maybe this more appropriate down here. They're not really good about telling you what the lengths are for these screws. It takes a lot of digging to figure it out among the various.
I also need sponsors. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. That just was an idea that came to my head.
Okay.
But anyway.
Yeah, that's going to work just right.
What was that?
It's a hammer
Oh.
under my heel.
Sorry about the audio quality. I think it's pretty bad, but we're gonna get a better.
Wow. Pinch.
Oh, you good?
Yeah.
Oh, you pinched yourself. We're gonna get a better microphone soon. We're not even using a microphone right now. We're just using the camera's main audio. So. Just getting it nice and tight.
Look how the gasket material is being squeezed out kind of uniformly. That's a good sign. Means the joint is probably pretty good for keeping the oil inside the box. But we'll want to gradually go around and round and re-torque these to make sure that
we got them tight as possible, or something.
tight enough, yeah, that the joint is fully down on the gasket material. In fact, we might even come back in an hour and do this again to make sure that it's down. Okay, now I think we can...
Yeah, you need to...
Yep, it's doing what it's supposed to. Did you see that?
Wait, do that again? Got it.
Yeah.
That means I got pretty decent torque.
Yeah, I think we got it in high gear or something.
Yeah. I don't know if I could get it down with just my hand. So we're just adjusting this.
I'm trying to get this off the shaft so you get it in the right position. See, it needs to be like about here.
Yeah.
Or here. So you can kick from there. So that's a pretty good location for it. Okay.
Don't you need a screw on there?
Yeah, we get a bolt put through there.
Maybe that's what that was.
No, it takes a big bolt.
Oh, it does, yeah.
Pretty big bolt. Okay, I'm feeling really good about this now. Probably put it in first gear. Yeah, we might have to roll this around a little bit in here to...
Yeah, and then we might get a better recording location too if we do that.
Exhaust valve clearance. See, these are aluminum push rods, and it's like an aftermarket competition type push rod. So when this heats up, they grow in length due to thermal expansion, and they take up some of this slack. See, it rolls smoothly right now, and it's supposed to have almost no clearance at all. But when the engine's warmed up, there'll be even less clearance, which is just fine. Make sure that the valve reseats. Then you need to adjust those after we run this a while and warm it up. Check all those things. Okay, I think that's about it for right now. Well,
yep.
Here's the nut and bolt for the
big nut.
Yeah.
Big nut.
It's got a
Yeah, you might.
log washer. Okay. So I gotta remember to tighten that completely before we start it up.
Yeah. We're not going to start it up today. That's probably going to be later in the summer, so.
Yeah, but we're getting pretty close. We just need to wire the magneto to the plug. We've already set the timing on the magneto when we put this together, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Remember that? I know we did on the AJS, but I'm not sure we did here, but we'll check it.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to...
Yeah, I remember having this chain off before, so yeah, we probably did.
Yeah, all of these things need to be checked before they're tight, before we put the cover back on.
Yep.
All of these cables need to be routed so they work smoothly. This one's a choke, and on this kind of carburetor, you almost never really need to choke.
Oh, yeah. The next episode might be about fixing this carburetor, because the throttle is kind of stuck right now. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not closing or anything. So.
It's full open.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, so we'll...
Mine just needs some oil or something, or gas going into it.
That's right. These cables can be lubricated, and we'll set it up so it runs more smoothly.
Yep.
And if it's too long, we can shorten it, actually. Might need to shorten it a little bit. That'll shorten it right there.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, just shorten it right here if we really wanted.
Yeah, but that only shortens the outside of the cable.
Oh, yeah.
Might need to shorten the inside. Slide did go down a bit.
It did?
Up. Yeah. Yeah, it needs to be
Oh yeah, this thing is kind of...
connected here. Other way. Yeah, I can feel it creeping down.
Hopefully it doesn't, like, crush your finger.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I feel a little bit more on that.
There we are. Then we'll have to hook up the oil lines.
Yeah, those oil lines are disconnected.
We've got some nice material to put those together. Good clamps, like we did on the AJS. It's very similar. This has got a little bit different gearbox. This is the gear indicator. It goes on this little shaft here, and it has like 1 neutral, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I actually never realized it was
It's numbered.
a rotary.
Yeah, so it rotates, and theoretically you can look down there, and when you're in high gear, the 4 will be right under this needle point. So nobody ever looks at this when they're riding the bike, but it's there
For you if
for
you need
kicks.
to.
Yeah, if somebody, in the shop like now, maybe it would be handy if we had it in the right place on here.
And we might do some off-screen work, but like we did for this, but yeah.
But the nice thing about this bike, all of the wiring is taken care of already. We've got lights and...
Yeah, we might do a video on showing that too.
Yeah.
We might, so don't be complaining when we don't.
But we need to...
yeah, the horn needs to be hooked up to the button up there. Right?
Yeah. Now this bike originally had a 6-volt system, but I've converted it to 12 volts. The old regulator came out, and we put in this JG regulating unit. It's a solid state unit designed by Mr. JG, I guess, in England. And it has worked beautifully for like 30 years now, since the bike was first put together. And so I use a 12-volt battery, so all the lights and everything run on 12 volts now, which is more reliable and reduces the current flow, and it's easier on the generator and easier on the wiring. And 12 volts is more likely the type of a battery that you'll find to fit that box. But that's an interesting thing too, because what I've got is an old hollowed out casting of an original 6-volt battery, and you just take the top off and put the 12-volt battery inside of it. So
you have 9 seconds for live or something, I don't know.
So it looks like a
5 seconds.
Original battery, but it's really a 12. We use a 12-volt battery because the current rating of the wiring is much higher, and at 12 volts the current loads are cut in half from what they were with 6 volts. So it's just a better system. And the old regulators for 6 volt didn't work very well. They weren't very reliable. They were rather inconsistent in how they regulated. So this system works really good, and we know that from many years of using the same one. And we're going to put one on our AJS just like it. So I think that's it for today.
Yep. I also might put out a poll for which color wire we might use.
Oh yeah.
So
we used the gold on the other bike. Maybe we use this on this one, huh?
Yeah, it matches the color. But let's see what our viewers think. Let's see what our viewers think.
Oh, sure.
On one of these. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and
thank you.
I think that's the end of this video.